Hi everyone, hope you're doing well from wherever you're watching this channel, depending on your time zone. Now, William Ruto's allies are crying. They are in panic, and that explains the reason why they are coming out to respond to their opponent in terms of the kind of politics they have started to compare William Ruto to a total failure. Farouk Bet, a very close ally of William Ruto, in fact, a personal assistant to the president. He's now coming out to respond to opposition. At some point, they will respond the people to go and respond to these issues. But now he's forced to respond directly to the opposition narrative that they're planting in the masses. Right now, the opposition is here to prove a point that William Ruto is the worst. He is the worst ever, that you cannot even compare to an animal. And so he's not worthy to be elected or to serve in any capacity. So Farouk was trying to respond to the issue of comparing William Ruto to a goat and making him to look more worse than even a goat. There is some discussion is trying to bring in that comparison to say that the opposition have no candidate to challenge William Ruto on ballot. He's trying to drive that point. But I don't know if the masses is buying into this. But his idea is that the opposition has no candidate, and what they have is a goat to compete with William Ruto in the next general election.
Sasa majabu ya Musa watu ya Mount Elgon wanasema hawana candidate, ati candidate yao ni kondoo. Si umeona hii watu tumewashinda? Ati wakiweka kondoo hapa na waweke William Ruto hapa, ati watapigia kondoo. Sasa candidate yao si ni kondoo? Sasa tunashindana na kondoo sisi kweli? Si tayari
Now, Farouk is actually trying to respond to Cleophas Malala, who is the DCP deputy party leader. When Malala said that by bad luck, you get to a polling station, then you find two images, one for William Ruto, another one for a sheep. Who will you vote for? His audience responded that they will rather vote for a sheep, but not William Ruto. Kwa bahati mbaya, uenda kwa polling station upate sura ya Ruto na ya kondoo. Utapigia nani kura? Umati ilijibu hivyo. That is to say that William Ruto is the worst. So this is where all the discussion about the sheep and the election and the candidatures started from, where now Farouk Bet is being forced to respond now to Malala.
Kwa bahati mbaya, mwende hapa kwa polling station, mupate sura ya William Ruto na kondo. Mutapigia nani kura? Ati mutapigia nani? Hebu tuone watu wa kondo.
Now, I would want us to continue with the panel discussion, but before we go deep into that, I have a quick and humble request. For those who are watching the channel and you have not subscribed, please consider subscribing. To our returning subscribers, I must say thank you so much. And again, to all our viewers, please give this video a thumbs up. Thank you so much, and back to our discussion. The opposition is trying to drive a point that William Ruto is the worst, and therefore he cannot lead. That if you compare him to an animal, Ruto can lead us to a ditch more than what an animal can do. Najua mtu akikuita kondoo ni kama matusi, kwa sababu kondoo ni mnyama mwenye anaweza hata kupeleka kwa shimo, akijua anaenda kwa shimo, akijua is walking into dangerous paths. But he can walk there. And once the leading sheep walk into the ditch, the rest of the other sheep that were following the front one will definitely, knowingly, walk into that ditch. Kondoo tu sawa na huyu ndege anaitwa bird, a duck. Wakati the first one walk into the danger, the rest will walk into that danger. So if I have to compare, ni hapo ndio Malala anaweka William Ruto. He is a president who can walk or lead you into a ditch. That is bringing a comparison of a sheep. So his message to the electorate and his audience is that we should not elect a man who can lead us into more trouble and danger. We have to avoid him by every means. That's the message. Now, the opposition is not the opposition actually, the government side, the ruling class is in trouble. They are in a panic from the statement by Malala. And that's why they are responding. Actually, if they were not in a panic, they would not waste their time responding to Malala. By the fact that Farouk Kibet had to come out and speak about the issue of a goat and a sheep and William Ruto, it tells you they have been touched by that message. And hence, it attracts response. Otherwise, if there was no big deal about this, there was no way the ruling class would waste their time going further to an extent of responding to Malala. They would have left it at that level. But now, since they are out responding to Malala, it tells you that they have been touched by this message. It tells you that this message has serious damage to their candidature, William Ruto. There is serious damage, and that's why they are coming out to counter the damage. So the team is here to counter the narrative from the opposition, since it is touching them in a big way, and it is damaging their reputation. So now you can understand the politics here. The other side is making you to know that these people are the worst. They should not lead. You should not offer your vote to them. Hawa watu ni kama kondoo. In fact, ni zaidi ya kondoo. So please don't vote for them. That is the message they are planting in the masses. Na ukijaribu kuangalia, kuna ukweli wowote ya kwamba hawa jamaa wako na taswira na sifa karibu zinakaribiana na kondoo? The answer can be yes. If you have a president who drives the economy into a ditch, whereby the youth are losing jobs, investors are running away from the country to invest elsewhere due to the kind of policies that Ruto has come out with. When you see, expecting women walking to the hospital and you are being forced to go back home because you don't have SHA, you cannot be attended to. You are endangering their lives. When you see schools not receiving capitation for learners, now forcing the learners to go home and bring money, you are endangering education. When you see learners denied treatment in the hospital just because the president removed Edu Afio, you are endangering the health of learners, you are endangering their learning. In fact, you are disrupting it. You are leading the, sorry for that, You are leading the nation into a serious problem. That is a ditch. For that matter, Malala is taking that advantage to tell you that, you see, Ruto is the worst if you are comparing to a god. Now they know they have created the blunders. They are in a problem. Then it is easy to remove them from power. You know, campaigning against William Ruto is one of the easiest things you can do because they have really messed the country so badly. Now they are learning that. That's why they have to use most of their time coming out to counter their opponent anytime they speak out. And that is what Faruk Kibet is trying to do. I don't know your views, but please let us meet in the comment section to continue with our discussion. Thank you so much and see you in our next video.